Yes, again, YouTube, this is SilverBeanie here, bringing you guys our UBL draft analysis, where we're going to be talking over the team, let you guys know what we brought, why we've decided to draft it, and discuss overall, well, our thoughts and plans and ideas and thoughts and schedules and all that shenanigans are for the UBL. If you don't know, the UBL is a brand new draft league. It's just started. It's the first season, and your boy is part of it. I am so excited. We wanted to join the draft league now for a while. Competitive league, and this came up and I was like, I am getting in this, I'm diving in, I am not taking the opportunity and getting involved with this. So I was super duper excited when I was accepted. But here we are, guys. We are one of the many 16 coaches part of the UBL season 1, and we are going to be talking about our draft. The draft is finished, obviously, and matches do start up on next Sunday on the 28th. And we're going to have a little discussion. We're going to have a little chats and let you guys know what we've drafted, why we've drafted it, and all those good shenanigans. If you don't know, we have obviously those 16 coaches. Each coach was allocated 960 points to build their entire team. Each coach had to draft at least 11 mons. If you had any points like remaining after everything, then after the 11, then if you had enough points, you can grab yourself a 12th or maybe even a 13th if you're lucky. I don't think any coaches actually drafted a 12th or more than 11, so I think we're good there. But so we did have a work cut out for us. I'm a bit new to these, so you know, I was just like, I'm just gonna wing it, you know. So when it came up to round 1, I'm gonna just dive straight into this. So it came up to round 1, and your boy got 4th pick, which was amazing. Like, I think anything really in the top 5, maybe 6, is a really good position to be in. Because you can get your pick straight away. Because when it comes to round 1, you only get really one chance to grab those high tier sort of must-have mons. And when you are early on in round 1, that's a really good opportunity. I had my eyes on the Tapus. That was like, I had all 3 Tapus on my list, and I was like, I want one. Like, that is my goal. I want a Tapu. I was really kind of convinced more for Tapu Koko. And I was thinking, oh, Tapu Bulu would be great. And I was thinking, oh man, Tapu Fini would be amazing. Tapu Lele was banned, but that's no surprise. It was always banned. But it came to round 1, and first pick overall, Tapu Koko. Gone. First round, first pick, Tapu Koko. And I was like, damn. So I was like, right, okay, so that's 1 off my list. So I was like, right, okay, so I got a choice between 2. And I still had the ideas of I wanted to have other mons as well. I was looking at Mew. I was looking at all these other Pokemon, like Jirachi, Landorus, all these high tier mons. But I was thinking, no, I've got to get the Tapu. I want it. This is my opportunity. You know, they're going to go within the first round, if not by guarantee by the second. I was like, I need to grab it while it still can. So round 1, 4th pick, we scooped up Tapu Fini. And I am super excited to bring this thing. I've never used Tapu Fini, at least not competitive. I've used Tapu Bulu before, and it was obviously still available at the time. It didn't actually get picked, I think, until like mid round 2, which is quite surprising. But I wanted to grab Tapu Fini. I thought Tapu Fini had such a good overall sort of set. It had decent speed, it's base 85 speed, which isn't too bad. But its special defense and defense is where it stands. It's got base 115 defense and base 130 special defense with a base 95 special attack. That is nothing to joke about. That thing is seriously going to hit hard. Its speed isn't crazy, but it's decent enough where you could slap a choice scarf on it, and it'll more likely outspeed most mons on the opponent's team. So I was really excited when I was able to grab this thing. It's the Moonblast. It has Misty Surge, which is obviously its ability. It activates a Misty Terrain, which actually, I mean, it lasts for 5 turns, but it actually reduces Dragon type moves by 50%. Obviously, we are immune to Dragon being a Fairy type, but it does give me that extra option. So it also makes me immune, I believe, to static conditions as well, which is pretty sweet. With things like a lot of Pokemon, obviously like Prankstamons, things like, I think now, other mons such as, I don't know, like any other bulky mons really. There's quite a few out there that like to just stall with toxic, like Suicune's a good answer. Boom, why don't I think of that? Suicune and Milotic, 2 perfect examples. They just literally want to set up a toxic in front of you. You know, so not being there having the option to status is really gonna make my opponent overthink and really kind of really prepare for Tapu Fini. More likely will be brought, so pretty much I think every match. I think we've got 12 matches in total, 11 or 12 matches. We don't end up actually battling everyone at once. There's a couple of people we end up missing, but We'll figure all that as we go further on. The round 1, I was super duper excited when I scooped up Tapu Fini. But moving into round 2, so we had to wait like a whole 16 turns because it works as a snake draft format. So we got 4th pick, but then we didn't get to pick again until all 16 coaches are picked once, and then whoever was 16th picked the second round first, and then it went back up. So it's literally like a snake. So it went up, down, up, down, up, down. So we didn't get a pick again nearly an entire 2 rounds. So then when it came to round 2, a lot of the good Pokemon were going. You know, I was looking at things like Tornadus, Therian, that was on my radar. Hydreigon was on my radar. Excadrill was on my radar because I was really looking at that kind of Dragon Fairy Steel core. We already scooped up a Fairy, so I was like, right, I need to get a Dragon and Steel type. And when it came to my pick, I was looking around, seeing what was available, and I saw this Pokemon. Now, this is a tier 2 pick, and I was actually looking at this and I was thinking, actually, it's really good. It's got really good like overall stats, and I was like, I cannot not take this opportunity and grab Kommo-o. Kommo-o is a really good mon. It's got really great stats all across the board. Base 75 HP, 110 attack, 125 defense, 100 special attack, 105 in special defense, and then base 85 in speed. So again, it's a similar speed mon to Tapu Fini. It's not as fast. But it's a UU tier mon, but it's got bulletproof, overcoat, and soundproof. 3 incredible abilities that pretty much I think every round, overcoat not so much, but between bulletproof and soundproof, it can be tricky to decide like which ability I want versus whatever my opponent's bringing. So it's going to be interesting. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm excited at the same time. Obviously things like, I don't think Mega Gardevoir was ever actually drafted, which is surprising. But things like, I mean, Meloetta was picked. There's a few other mons that it can obviously help affect. Like things with Pokemon with Hyper Voice. I think Sylveon was picked pretty early as well, so we can pretty much avoid that with Soundproof. And Bulletproof actually stops any like Ball type moves and Bomb type moves like Sludge Bomb, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, Electro Ball, Focus Blast, like Bullet Seed if you want to rock that, Seed Bomb. I don't think it stops the wave, so I don't think it stops Sludge Wave, no it doesn't. But it stops a huge amount of moves with Bulletproof, and a huge amount of like variety in Pokemon get these kind of moves. And I thought Bulletproof, Soundproof, 2 incredible abilities, plus it's got great natural bulk. I thought Kommo-o was a great typing. Obviously, we do have times 4 weakness to Fairy, but we've got Tapu Fini to kind of counter that. So I thought Kommo-o was a great round 2 pick, and I'm really pleased that we actually managed to scoop it up. We kept moving in now to round 3. Now round 3 we paid out pretty straight away. It was just another 8 picks. So round 3, I was really looking at getting my Steel core. I wanted a Steel type, but I was just thinking, oh man, I'm now getting like weaknesses here, picking up multiple weaknesses here. I was like, I need to pick up a Steel type. So you got that Dragon Fairy Steel. But it wasn't meant to be. I was looking at things like Lucario. Lucario was on my radar for quite often. Scizor, Mega Scizor were on my radar, but I was starting to sort of hinder in points. Because round 1, like tier 1 picks were 180, tier 2 picks I believe were like 140, and you only have 960 points to play with to build 11 mons. So I was really hindering on what I could do. So getting to round 3, and I'm really pleased I picked up this mon. We actually ended up scooping up Gliscor. Obviously it's not that Steel type, but Gliscor is an incredible Pokemon. It's the ground and flying type, gives me an immunity to electric type moves, so obviously that covers Tapu Fini's weakness to electric. It gives me a flyer, gives me ground stab, so I can use Earthquake and get a great stab move off. And plus with his abilities, things like Hyper Cutter and Poison Heal, you know, I can stab Poison or Toxic Orb, I think it is, on Gliscor, and we can just get some recover back. It's got base 95 speed, so speed's really good, and it's got base 95 attack and 125 defense. Its special defense isn't crazy, it's 75, which isn't terrible, but it's not going to live a special here, it really isn't. So I've recently had some experience with Gliscor. We had a wipe-up battle like a few weeks ago. I used Gliscor. I absolutely love this. I love it. It's a great switch in, and I just think it's such a good mon. Such a good user. It's a great lead as well. It gets access to U-turn. Obviously you've got Earthquake. It gets access to rocks. It also gets access to Defog as well, which is another cleric. So that's another really positive like tick that it kind of covered. Plus with Sandvale, so a few like obviously some Pokemon, some teams picked up things like Excadrill, Tyranitar. I think someone ended up also scooping up Eaglelith, which now gets access to Sandstorm's ability. We could rock Sandvale and basically increase our, I believe it's evasiveness, and you know, obviously we don't get hit by the Sandstorm. So I thought it was a really good pick, Gliscor. So I'm really pleased I actually managed to scoop it up round 3. Moving now into, however, round 4. Now, round 4, it was getting interesting. A lot of good mons were going. I had to wait again a huge amount of turns until my next pick. One of the things that were on my radar was Rotom Wash or Rotom Heat. They were on my radar. Things like Goodra was on my list. I had who else? Oh yeah, Alola Muck was on my list. Alola Muck got sniped 3 turns before me, which is but it came round and we ended up scooping up Galvantula. Really pleased with Galvantula. It's got brilliant access. It gets access to webs, which is amazing. Love the webs. Love the webs. And I'm just really pleased to manage to scoop up 108 speed, which at the moment is my fastest mon. A lot of other teams have already scooped up incredibly fast things, and here we are with base 108 as our max speed so far. So, as I say, speed at the moment is not our friend, but thanks to Galvantula and his sticky webs, we can reduce the opponent's speed, which makes our team faster. So I thought it was a great opportunity. It's got compound eyes. We can increase our accuracy. Things like Thunder, Energy Ball, you know, Volt Switch. It's a huge mon, and it gives me a great Bug Electric type. But base 97 in that special attack, so it's nothing to laugh at. It really isn't. Galvantula is a really good mon. Obviously, defensively, it's more likely going to die in 1 hit, so you got the option of maybe slapping a sash on it. But overall, I thought Galvantula was an excellent pick for round 4. I'm surprised it hadn't gone sooner. A lot of people just started scooping up hazards, like hazard sellers and hazard removers. And we'd already had Tapu Fini, which is a defogger, Gliscor, which is a defogger. And now we've also got 2 sellers between Gliscor and Galvantula. So already I was kind of making a nice little 4 here. So now moving down a little bit further though. Moving now to round 5. Now, one thing I was really noticing about my team, we haven't got a lot of bulk. I was really struggling on the bulky side. I couldn't really take many hits. You know, we've got a ground weakness, we've got a ground immunity, and we've got like some ice weaknesses. So like we need something to kind of help take some heavy hits, and maybe even set up something that can set up and also dish out some big hits in return. And I'm surprised really that this thing was still around round 5. It's a tier 2 mon, and I'm so happy we scooped it up. We ended up picking up the amazing Cresselia. How this thing was still around round 5 is beyond me, but it was still kicking. Round 5, we scooped up Cresselia. Obviously it has that levitate, so we're immune to those ground type moves again. Brilliant psychic type. Base 85 speed, so again it's another slow user, but if we get those webs up, it brings our speed back up. Base 75 special attack, which isn't too bad, but its bulk is where it's at. 120 HP, 120 defense, 130 in special defense. We set up a Calm Mind, it's game over. Seriously, if we set up Calm Mind on the right user, something like, for example, Toxapex is all about the physical bulk. All about the physical bulk. Special bulk, not as much. We set up a Calm Mind, game over. Game over. It's such a good mon. You know, it gets things. I think it gets things like Will-O-Wisp as well, but it gets Toxic, Moonblast, Psychic. Obviously, you got Moonlight, you got Wish. So many options to run on this thing. It's incredible. We can even make it even our opponents even Slugger rocking Icy Wind if that's something we want. Excuse me. If that's something we want to do. But Leftovers is obviously a typical item for you. Is for Cresselia. But I just thought it was too good of a user to let it go. It was just too good of a user. So I'm really pleased we managed to scoop it up. Round 5. Our points at this point though were really hindering. Like we barely had any points. So I'd like my options to get around another tier 1 or even really tier 2 was out the window. Like it was out the window. I was limited to tier 3, 4 and tier 5. Tier 5 had some decent mons, but it was really just there was nothing good. There was nothing that was sort of screaming at me. So now again we had another long wait. We had to go again, the whole draft had to go down and back up before it was our turn. And at this point, I wanted to grab my Mega. I was ready to grab my Mega. It was time. I was like looking at my teams, like what types are we missing? I was thinking fire. We have got no fire types. A lot of people are picking up ice types, grass types, steel types. Like, we've got nothing to handle these things. I was like, I need a fire type. And I was like, I want to grab my Mega at the same time. But one of the Megas that was on my option was Mega Houndoom. I thought it would be perfect. It gives me a dark type, which I didn't yet have. Plus, it gave me a fire type, which was such a good typing. Incredible base stats, really fast, which helps the rest of my team. Plus, it's got incredible special attack. So at this point, I was like, right, Houndoom's my pick. I want Mega Houndoom. It was on my list. I was ready. It was getting closer and closer to my turn. What happens? You guessed it. The very turn before me, Mega Houndoom sniped right in front of me. I was fuming. I screamed. I was literally at my computer ready to type the Mega Houndoom as my pick when it hit my name. And just before my turn, Mega Houndoom was sniped from me. I was my heart almost felt crushed. I was so devastated that it had been sniped from me. I was raging in the chat. I was upset. So it came to my turn. And I was like, right, okay, now I've got to rethink my game plan, rethink my points. The rest of my team, because at this point I was like, Mega Houndoom would be great, you know. And then I was putting points aside. I was like, yeah, I can grab that next round, the following round. I was really set on Mega Houndoom, but he just got sniped just a turn before me. So I was like, right, okay, I still need that fire typing. Too many fire types are going, you know, like so many good fire types were being scooped up. Darmanitan had gone, you know, so many, Volcanion had already been gone by this point. You know, there were so many good fire types that had been scooped up, and there were very few left, at least in a decent tier. So we ended up, actually I'm not too upset with this. The only downside is it's not very expensive. But we ended up scooping up Chandelure. I thought Chandelure was actually a really good pick. It's a tier 3 mon, but it's a fire and ghost type. We didn't have a ghost type yet, so we answered normal types. A lot of normal types were being picked around this time as well. So it answered our normal, like you need to switch into a fake out or on an extreme speed or something. We had that option. It gets access to things like flash fire. It also gets infiltrator, which is quite handy. But infiltrator can actually ignore things like reflect, light screen, and safeguards. So it's really cool. So it's really handy to have that. We also get flame body as well. Bulk isn't crazy. It's got base 60 HP, but base 90 in special defense and defense. Its speed also isn't crazy. It's got base 80. Again, our speed stat is hindering. But again, that's kind of why I wanted Galvantula, because it helps like weaken sticky webs up and within reason slap a few choice scarfs on a few things, and we're good to go. But base 145 special attack. That is what sold it for me, Chandelure. Base 145 special attack. It hits like a truck. Cannot wait to use it. Shadow Ball, Flamethrower, Fire Blast. Such a good use. I'm so pleased we managed to scoop it up. At the time, I was devastated, but I was really pleased to manage to scoop it up. Moving now on a little bit further now. We're going into round 7, getting closer to the finale now. Round 7. Now, again, at this point, I was itching to get my Mega. So on my radar was things like Mega Pidgeot. I was looking at things like Mega Gyarados, Mega Blastoise, and Mega Camerupt. Now, based around my team, I was thinking, actually, do you know what? Mega Camerupt would actually kind of work well. I know we already just picked up a fire type, and we've already got a ground type. I was thinking, in terms of bulk, it's such a good mon. It's slow as heck. So, you know, we can always just, if we need to, we can always just run max speed, like Timid or something, if we really wanted to. I was thinking Mega Camerupt would actually be a really good mon. But, as always, 3 turns just before me, sniped. So, that was out the window. Then I was like, right, okay, I need a Mega. Because if you don't know, if you didn't know, Megas in this particular format, when you pick a Mega, depending on what tier, it gives you, it can potentially give you back some points to spend on other tiers and to sort of help sort of increase your team a bit more. So you know, if it picks up a tier 1 Mega, you got no points back at all, none at all. But if you get to like a tier 2, I think you got like about 40 points. Tier 3, I think you got about 60 or 80. I think it was 60. And then a tier 3, tier 4 Mega would have got you about 80 points, and then there were no tier 5s. So I was really looking at some of these lower tier mons to get us back some points, so we can try and get another. We have enough points then to obviously complete the draft. So came up to my turn, and I was looking through my team, seeing all the covers that we got, and I was like, we haven't got a dark type. Dark is too good of a time. I was thinking, actually, do you know what? I've got no quick, easy switch-ins to help reduce my opponent's stats. Things like Intimidate. Intimidate is such a good ability in like a draft format. I was like, we need an Intimidator. It's like it's too important to not have an Intimidate user. So I was like, right, you know what? Who gets Intimidate? Gyarados does. And I was like, you know what else also has a Mega? Gyarados. I was like, perfect. Mega Gyarados. We'll scoop it up. I think it was a tier 2 mon, so it only gave me about 40 points, but it was enough. I calculated it was enough so I can get another tier. I can get 2 tier 4s and 2 tier 5s in the remaining 4 rounds. So I had enough points. I was limited to not the best of mon. But I thought Mega Gyarados was such a good pick. It gets access to Intimidate. Now the thing is with the Megas was the turn you make an attack, you have to Mega Evolve. So if we switch it in, like if we switch it in and we decide to attack, we have to Mega Evolve. We can't like stay as a Gyarados or whatever. Have to Mega Evolve unless we switch out. You know, they're the only options. But obviously Gyarados loses its flying typing, but it gains a dark typing, which is really cool. Plus it gets Mold Breaker, so we ignore opponent's abilities. So, you know, someone's got I'm pretty sure Gyarados gets Earthquake, so if someone's got a Levitator, slap an Earthquake on there. There's like Sturdy as well. It's such a good mon. It's got incredible attack, 155 base attack, 109 in defense, 130 in special defense, only 95 in HP. And unfortunately, its speed stat again is hindering. It's only base 81, but overall, it ain't terrible. It's a really good mon. It's got some really good bulk to it, and I just thought overall it actually helps cover my team. It does give me another water type, which is another water weakness, but I already had electric. But I already had electric immunity. Plus, I had like 3 electric resistances. So I was like, I can handle this, but I could survive this. So I thought it was a really good pick. So it gets access to Dragon Dance, Waterfall, Earthquake, Taunt if I want to rock it. So many good options. I thought Mega Gyarados is actually a really good pick for round 7. And there weren't that many Megas left. I think there was only about 5-6 Megas that were sort of eligible. Not even that. Maybe even 4 or 5. But I was really pleased when we managed to scoop this up. Now moving to round 8. So round 8, again we had to wait a whole round. And I was looking more kind of bold, but I was also looking at something that could potentially like do some damage quickly. So anything that wants to set up, for example, something like a Suicune wants to set up in my face, or like Fortress wants to set up in my face, or anything like that, like any big walls that like just want to set up in front of me. I need something that I can be able to quickly get hit in that can do some serious damage regardless as to how many stats they can buy. So my next pick actually is Golbat. And I thought Golbat was a great pick. It's round 5, it's a tier 5 mon, but I thought Golbat was superb. His stats aren't crazy. You slap an Eviolite on this thing, and it's taken some hits. It really, especially if you sort of, you know, put your EV spread right. There's a flying poison type. We hadn't had a poison type yet. We do get, it gains us another flying type, so it does give us another electric weakness and ice weakness. But I was like, with everything else I've got to cover that, I wasn't really too worried. But it gets access to Super Fang, which is one of the main reasons to why I scooped it up. It also gets access to Defog, U-Turn, so it gives us that option if we need to remove hazards or get the heck out of there. But Super Fang was what kind of sold it for me, because if someone wants to like a good Steel type, which we can't necessarily hit, or something like a Toxapex or say like a Suicune wants to just set up in my face, I can just hit a Super Fang and I can just knock off half its health. I'm pretty sure Golbat even gets knockoff as well, actually, thinking about it. I'm pretty sure it does. It might not. Looking at it, no it doesn't. Okay, I'm mistaken there. In my head I'm thinking it gets knockoff. But yeah, I just thought Golbat was such a good solid pick. And plus again, I was surprised it was still available around 8. So I was really pleased with this. It was 40 points, but I'd already calculated that I knew I had to get 2 tier 5s, 2 tier 4s, because tier 4s are 60, tier 5s are 40, so I had 200 points left after my mega pick. That was perfect, I had enough points. So now round 9, last few rounds now. Round 9, again, looking around, I hadn't got that many good physical attackers. I had quite a few good specials. Physical weren't really crazy, but I was also thinking I need something else that can, like, if in the event I don't bring Gyarados, I get Gyarados, I want something else that can also intimidate. Plus, potentially, if I wanted to instead, get a Moxie, you know, get some stats increase each turn. So I was looking at Scrafty. Scrafty is an incredible mon. It's got really good bulk. Again, its speed stat is what hinders it. Our team, I'm not going to lie, is very slow, so I've definitely got to sort of work around that. But I think we can make it work. I think we can make that work. The Scrappity's got a base 90 attack, 115 special attack, special defense, sorry, and defense. Great bulk. Guess that's things that I was saying. Intimidate, Sucker Punch. It gets knock off. I can get Dragon Dancer. If I want to get my speed up, slap a Dragon Dancer on, get Drain Punch, High Jump Kick. Now, High Jump Kick hasn't been my luckiest of moves in the past, so who knows? We may bring it, we may not. Who knows? Who knows? But I thought Grafty was a really good pick for round 9. It sort of helps kind of even my team out a little bit more with some bulk and some decent offense. But so the one thing I was really struggling with at the moment is speed. So moving into round 10 now, I was really wanting something to kind of, like these last 2 picks, I wanted something that literally could set the team. Something that literally can help cover any other weaknesses, but also I was now looking at being able to handle what other teams had already drafted. So I was looking at some of these powerful mons that, like these round 1 and round 2 powerful mons that people started scooping up. Things like the Laddies, the like Tapu Kokos. Someone scooped up Set of Stealer. I was like, we need something to be able to handle all these hits and still dish something bad. The round 10 actually, I was actually really pleased when I scooped this up. Round 10, we actually picked up Cradilly. Cradilly was a round 5, tier 5 pick, but it's a grass and rock type. We didn't have a grass type yet, or a rock type. I was really pleased with this. It gets access to Storm Drone as an ability, which is probably what we'll bring every time, which basically makes us immune to water type moves. So I thought that was amazing. Plus, it gets us Stealth Rocks, so we can have another setup. It gets things like Rock Slide, Giga Drain, Recover. But one thing that I really love, and whoever we face is going to have to really kind of outthink this, it 2-shots a Tapu Koko with Earthquake. If I was to run I think I did run some calcs, but I think if I run like about Adamant Nature and about 100 investment into my attack stat, something like that, I can 2-shot a max speed, max special attack Tapu Koko. Like, that's crazy, and we can live 2 hits easily. Even though we're slower, we can take 2 hits. 3-hit KO. Any attack he goes for, even in the electric terrain like a Thunderbolt, 2-hit KO. I thought Cradilly was a great pick. I'm really pleased with it. I was really pleased that I was able to scoop it up. Now round 11, last round, everyone has sort of finalised their team. They're literally just ticking those last little boxes at this point now. And we only had 60 points left, so I knew I was stuck in a tier 4, or if I wanted to go tier 5, but I was like, we might as well go tier 4. So round 11, we actually ended up scooping up. At first I was thinking Buffalon, because Buffalon could actually it's like a truck. You slap a head charge or an earthquake on that thing, and it's taking down something. It is taking down something without question. But I just thought, based on the fact that most of my team is already physical, I hadn't got that many special hits. So actually, I ended up changing my mind. It literally, it came to my pick, and that is when I changed my mind. I actually scooped up Exploud, which I thought was incredible. The fact that it had been around this long. Exploud is an amazing mon. It hits like a truck, it really does, but on a special side. It's got 104 HP, 91 attack, 91 special attack. Its speed again is low, base 68, but it's got base 73 in special defense, base 63 in defense. But it gives access to Scrappy and Soundproof. Scrappy, it allows me to hit a ghost type move, ghost type Pokemon with a normal type move. I thought that was perfect. Too good. Slap a choice scarf on this thing. Boom burst away, you're taking down something. You really are. Depending on their investments, you're taking down something one way or another. So I thought Exploud was I was just blown away when it was still available. And I'm really pleased to manage to scoop it up. At this point now though, we then had access to a Z-move user. So each team got one Pokemon who would be their Z-move user. They believe they can use any Z-move they like. And looking at my team, I'd already kind of had an idea for different already sets that I want to run. Like I want to have this mon with it, with leftovers. I want this mon to have like a choice band, choice scarf, choice specs here, assault vest here. So I already had kind of ideas for different sets in my head. So I was like, what could I use as a Z mover? And I was thinking, Galvantula would be cool. It's fast, it hits really hard. And I was thinking, Exploud would be good. But I was like, Exploud is not going to live a hit. So I was thinking maybe like Chandelure, Chandelure has some good Z-move type moves, you got your Inferno Overdrive and stuff. And I was just like, what can we run? And I was thinking, we need something that can be able to take a hit and then dish one back with a Z-move. And I was thinking, actually, what can do that? It's Kommo-o. So Kommo-o is our Z move user. I'm actually really happy with it. Unfortunately, Kommo-o Z is actually banned. I did know that before picking Kommo-o. I knew that literally, but like we knew that like before we even started drafting. We knew that like Kommo-o Z was banned, which is unfortunate, but I understand it was pretty OP. But yeah, Kommo-o is our Z move user, which I'm actually pretty pleased with. If in the event during the entire draft we end up actually switching any mons, because after week 1 we can actually now start, you know, trading mons. So if we want to drop a certain mon, we can pick up another one. If I end up dropping Kommo-o being our Z move user, if I end up dropping him, I don't get another Z. So I kind of, to an extent, I'm locked with Kommo-o, but actually I don't think I'm ever going to drop it. Now you may notice across my entire team, I do not have a single steel type. And steel type, pretty much from round 2 or 3, was in my radar. I needed a steel type, but after each round, other mons were going, and I was like, oh, I need to cover this, oh, I need to cover that, oh, I'm struggling here. And it just got pushed back and back and back and back. It literally came to the last round, and there was no good steel types. None at all. You know, I had loads of interesting mons. I had things like Stung Tank on my radar to help cover those fairy types. I had a few like interesting Pokemon on my radar to scoop up on a few rounds. I even had Magneton on my radar in those last few rounds, but Magneton already gone, I think, around 7 or 8. But Magneton would have been a great pick. Steel type, slap an Eviolite on it, it's living. But unfortunately not the case. But that is our draft. I'm actually really excited, I'm actually really pleased with this team. I think I drafted very well for this team based on what like my experience is. I'm not the most skilled battler, so we're bound to make many like mistakes as we play through. I mean, we have been doing a series of Wi-Fi battles over the last few weeks, so it's kind of put my mind in gear. And I like to think that, you know, I'm somewhat decent. So hopefully we can pick up quite a few wins, maybe even make it into, you know, say the finals. But who knows? Who knows? We've got to really sort of prepare. The first round of matches do go up next Sunday. We will be doing team builders. Or at least like team recaps. I won't necessarily be building the teams live for you guys. But make sure you guys do check out the UBL Twitter. It's always included in the description of it'll be included in the description of every video, along with the UBL YouTube channel. And definitely check out all the other coaches as well. They'll be included in the description. But let me get you guys know, what are you guys' thoughts? You know, we are just scraping literally the boundaries of this, and I'm very nervous and very excited at the same time. This is the first season, the CRYSTAL PALOSSANDS are making their debut, and I cannot wait to bring you some epic matches. We've got a really good lineup of coaches, and I cannot wait to start, guys. Hope you guys are as well. If you are, definitely make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new. Let me know who your favorite pick is out of all of our mons that we've picked. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Include the hashtag SilverQOTD. Question of the day: who's your favorite pick? Let me know down below. Great to read your thoughts. Also, let me know any good ideas and sets. Also, most importantly, need to know nickname ideas. I have only got a couple of nickname ideas. I mean, for example, Exploud's can be called Boombox, but other than that, I ain't got that many ideas. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be pretty much taking all of your comments. So if you want to leave me a good nickname idea for every single one, go for it. Let me know down below. But with that, I'm actually going to get out of here because I got to start preparing for week 1, and it's going to be crazy otherwise. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Hope you guys are excited. My name is SilverBeanie, and I'll catch you guys next time. Do take care. See you soon.